So we'll spin this one in to urine therapy. We'll make it bright, clarify, cut through, dissect, illuminate, adjust, alter, change, show you, explain how, why. Well, the why is, well, I always say the why is very relevant. Why relevant? You look at what were the ribs, X's and Y's, the X and Y axis. You have an X and Y axis on a grid. The X and Y axis is called excess or access. What you don't have to wait on, and to wait it's why you have waist inside of you, or you have a waist around your belt. Your belt is your belly. Belly is bowel. Your bowels are where that crazy inferno of fire lives. And what does urine do for that? How's urine therapy? What does that do for your mind? Does it make you sound like a lunatic? Does it make you sound crazy for consuming your urine? What was actually where you were born out of in your mother's placenta, and it is your blood, ultra filtered, concentrated version of what is running through your system. To clean your blood and to become a pure blood, what would you do? How would you clean your own blood? How would you clean your house? How would you clean your temple? Whether your house outside of you that I'm looking at, and all of the house, how would you clean it? What would be the best way to clean something? You clean it with water's a great idea. It's a carrier. It's a carrier wave. This is why the connection to water and waves and currency and energy. There's also a connection to memory. Memory comes of two words, meaning mem and ori, water and light. That's why there's this story. It's a star of Ori. Ori. It's a theory. A theory. A theory is the light. So your memory means mem and ori, water and light. And if it's your memory, it's inside of you in a liquid format, which is your blood, which becomes distilled because you are the distiller of knowledge. You split something that's still. So still means not moving. It's still just not moving. Then you split it and it starts moving. So you distill something. The distillation process is both fire and water. This is why red and blue is all over this dimension. Die. Mention. To die is to split. Men's Zion or men's ion. So you'd either have the son of man, ma. So they're playing fun little games here to get to you, to give you an illustration mentally, verbally, acoustically, what urine does to the light of your soul and mind. What urine is and what it means, and what distillation is inside of your system. So distillation in your system is the same thing of the distillation outside of you. If you get a water distiller, what it does is it heats up the element of water, and in that water there are impurities. Impurities are densities called salt or Saturn. You heat up water, and what's lifted up off of the ground is called steam. It starts to become distilled, splitting stillness. It becomes mist. The level between the sea or the sun, the ocean, which is full of salty water, that if you put in a distiller, would become split or divided into what here you go. Here's the process. It becomes distilled, steam. It becomes mist. That's where you get the word mystic, mystery, because it can just go. Wow, you can't collect. You can't collect anything from a mystic. You can't collect anything from mist. You get nothing out of it because it doesn't exist. It exits or exists in Saturn's world, which is the dense salt world that's in the ocean, that contains things. And then if you get rid of the salt by taking a flame and putting it beneath a pot, it's called a still. You put liquid in a still and then you distill something. You take something that is motionless because it's dead, and that death is salt, put it in a still, and it moves something to pull the densities apart. The density of water, and the density of the solid, and the density of the air. By a distillation unit causes mist to rise into the sky and become clouds. It becomes the thing on a new density that makes rain. Rain is a distilled liquid. It's the cleanest, clearest liquid. Rain. It is your brain. It brings rain literally inside of your head, your skull. It's called your brain. It's called rain. You bring up a temperature of a fire and heat beneath a still. It causes the liquid to distill itself from the density of the object that can't be lifted into the air, causing it to be mist. What's up, Mrs.? There's a mystery. Where'd she go? Where is it? That's the connection to even the earth and the mother. The Mrs. or Miss. Or the missed her energy. Mr. E. Missed Mr. There's Mr. and Mrs. So a Mr. is a mystic. It gets separated from the density, becomes the space in the middle, which is what it doesn't exist. You can't see it, but you know it's raised up into the sky to become a beaming light. You've taken memory, which is water and light, and you've pulled out the density from that, which is the salt of Saturn. You've left Saturn on the earth, in the earth, underneath. Mist goes into the sky, makes a cloud, rain happens, and it's clean. It's a distilled liquid. Now you can witness that in front of you visually on this plane of existence easily. It happens every day, everywhere, at all times. You can do it in your kitchen. You can take a pot of water, boil it. Where the hell did that water go? You know it's going to be left in that still, that pot, that pan. It's Pan. Remember, Pan is the goat god. Remember, Pan is a sine wave or duality. Pan splits something. Gives a barrier between this and that. And then you heat that up, and then what's left in the pot or the still it's the leftover material that was too dense to be brought into a higher realm. And you can see that happen. You can make that. You can do that in your kitchen, or you go buy yourself a distiller. I don't know, you can get one for $100 now. It's not as good as the $200 one, because there's two kinds of steel in the still. That, I'm not going to go that far with it because I'm doing some very esoteric. No, it's not even occulted. It's unocculted information for people because it's simple to see. So that rain is the thing that then falls onto the ground, which is the soil, onto the soul, and creates life. You can also look at distilled liquids. You know what else is distilled? You take a potato, you take a grain, you take a dense element, It's an angle of the mind. Take that element and you distill it into what people would call water or fire water or liquor. Vodka is the easiest one to use. Gins contain gin, a genie, an angle. It's fine to use that. It just there's something else in there that you get to play with. But the distillation is why, like, if you take gasoline, you put it in your arc. Your arc is your car. You take gasoline and you heat that up in an engine with a flame, with a spark, and it produces a gas out the back. Where did the fuel go? What got lit on fire? Nobody's seen it. Just moved the arc. It moved the car. Let me go put some more of that thing, which was the distilled liquid, so it has part flame and part water in it. Most people are just full of shit. Their shit is the soil or the density of the devil plane, the dense plane, the Saturnian salty plane. Everybody's so salty. They got to put the white salt on everything. They assault things with the white. Everything's got to be clean and white and pure. Not knowing that bleach and salt, and I did a video on this, that'd be a curious one for you to look into, about what bleach and black means. And oh, I went black when I said black. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange? Isn't that ironic? Isn't that revealing? It's pretty bright on the screen, huh? To be bright. To be a rain. To be rain. To hold reins. So if you hold reins, you have power over time. Why? Because time is controlled by Horus. The hours, horses, horsepower. That's what you have in a car or an arc. You put a spark into an arc and it moves it by using a distilled energetic system to make the arc move. So yeah, urine. Orion's belt. In the movie Men in Black, the cat was Orion. He had around the cat's neck was Orion's belt. Orin's belt. Figure out who Orin is. It's in your body. It's your urine, your Orin. It's what's around your belt, your midsection, Midgard, the flame, the holder of the Midgard, the guardian of the galaxy of Urine. Uranus, your anus, your belt, midsection, belly, bowel, bells. Okay, it burns from there, so you can add fuel to fires, because what gets burnt off is not what gets burnt off is the impurities. Death gets burnt off, the things of the dead world, and you become a shining beacon, beaming source of light and wisdom. You can't capture light. It doesn't. You can't. It just is. It is the thing, but it's not even a thing. It's beyond mystic. It's the generative principle of the entire world. That's why Jesus was the Son who brought down light onto the world, because he gave you the Word, and he threw an L into the Word, which gave you power, energy, horsepower, time power. If you take time, which you think exists because of the dense physical world, which is Saturn, and you flip time around, Time, you get EMIT. You emit time, which is a radiant factor of source of light codes. It's interesting, I have the letters TIME on my knuckles. That's just a funny little... But yeah, drink your pee, y'all. It's good for you. It's very good for you. Drink, I mean, it's wisdom. It's wise. Hope you enjoyed that one. That was fun one. I like that one a lot. I think you'll all enjoy it. Talk soon, y'all.